Well, the US Supreme Court has unanimously ruled Donald Trump can't be removed from the presidential primary ballot in Colorado. The court's ruling didn't address the question of whether the former president was an insurrectionist, an issue Colorado's court wrestled with. But the decision comes a day before Super Tuesday, when 16 states and territories, including Colorado, will hold primaries and caucuses that will ultimately decide who the Republican nominee for president is going to be. Donald Trump reacted to this ruling a short time ago.
It was a very important decision. We're very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way toward bringing our country together, which our country needs. And they worked long, they worked hard, and frankly, they worked very quickly on something that will be spoken about 100 years from now and 200 years from now. Extremely important. Essentially, you cannot take somebody out of a race because an opponent would like to have it that way. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it's the leading candidate, whether it was the leading candidate or a candidate that was well down on the totem pole. You cannot take somebody out of a race.
Well, Mark Stone has more now from Washington.
Donald Trump is using courtroom moments to amplify his political message. The political campaign trail for him is the courtroom. And although he's not here at court today in Washington, D.C., because it wasn't a sitting moment, but it was a key decision by the Supreme Court justices, he used the moment to grandstand, and that is what we have seen. As always with Donald Trump, it is worth countering some of what he said with a fact check. I mean, at the off, he was suggesting that the Colorado decision, which was to remove Donald Trump from the ballot in Colorado because he was involved, so said the Colorado judge, in an insurrection on January the 6th. That decision, Trump suggested, was a decision made by President Biden, that it was somehow a hit job by President Biden to try and remove him in the courts rather than fight him at the ballot box. Well, that's plainly wrong. The complainants in the Colorado case were Republicans. They were Trump supporters once upon a time who now don't like him. In fact, more than that, it is true that at the top level of the Democratic Party, they were deeply uneasy about this Colorado case, even though you could argue it favored them because it would remove Donald Trump from the ballot ballot. It was not. It was something they were comfortable with because it would disenfranchise voters, and it was the view of legal experts that it would never go any further